Hello guys, and welcome to my fourth video tutorial on JavaScript. In this video tutorial I'm going to teach you how to use prompts. Okay, so let's open Notepad, and to make our first prompt let's type prompts parentheses, and inside the parentheses let's type some text. Okay, remember to type some text. You had to put it between double quotes, sorry. Let's write, what is your what is your name? Save this. Okay, let's run this in Chrome, and there it is. Okay, a box popped up with something, some input here where we can type whatever we want, and see that the text that we typed inside the parentheses is here. What is your name? Okay, so let's type here Victor. We click OK, and nothing happens. Okay, to make the prompts useful, we had to put the prompts inside variables, and we do that like this. Variable, let's call it test, equals, and then equals the prompt itself. Okay, so now what happens here is whatever we type in the prompt, in this case we will type our name, whatever we type there, it will be stored inside the variable test. Okay, and then we can use or output variable test to see the content. Okay, so let's make an alert. This is my column, and an alert of the value of the variable test. Let's save this. Let's run this. Chrome. What is your name? Victor. And there it is. Okay, an alert appears with my name or whatever I typed before in the prompt. So you see that we use prompts to take some information or take whatever the user types and then output in an alert, and we can make document write or whatever we want, okay, with that information. So let's make more variables. I'm going to change, instead of test, I'm going to change this to name, and then I'm going to make another variable called age equals prompt what is your age, and I'm gonna type another variable that will be band, and I'm gonna type what is your favorite band, and then I want to alert output the name variable, the age variable, and the band variable. Okay, each one will have the value or whatever we typed in the prompt. Okay, so I want to alert the name variable, and to output more than one variable we type plus age variable plus the band variable. Okay, now we will have an alert with three variables, the values of the three variables. Let's run this. Chrome. What is your name? Victor. What is your age? 30. Where is your favorite band? Nirvana. And there it is. Victor, 30, Nirvana. Okay, so I want to put some space between Victor, 30, and Nirvana, or some commas. Okay, let's make some commas here. Okay, Now, we have the name variable, then we have to type plus and double quotes because we're gonna type a text, and the text is only the comma itself. Okay, then plus again, H, and again after H plus a comma. Okay, and the band. So let's save this. Let's refresh this. And now, what is your name? Victor, age 30, Nirvana. And there it is. Victor, comma 30, comma Nirvana. Okay. So let's make a more complex alert box with some more detailed, some more complex text. So I want a text saying in the alert box, your name is space and plus, and then my name will appear, right? Then comma, and here I will type your age is space plus age will be my age, and then here let's type and your favorite band is whatever I type in the band. Okay, prompt. So let's run this. Let's run this, and my name is Victor, my age is 30, and my favorite band is Nirvana. And now text appears. Your name is Victor, your age is 30, and your favorite band is Nirvana. Okay, so you see how we can play with some prompts and use the prompts to take some information from the user, okay, or whatever the user types, and we use that to then output some answer that we want, okay, some information, okay, with the values that the user gave us before. So you can play more with this examples, okay. You can make more variables if you want and change the alert box with another type of text or whatever, okay. And remember that the code reads every line, but always in order, okay. So you remember that first appears the name, okay, then appears age, okay. So JavaScript reads always the code, and not only JavaScript, general programming languages reads the code in order, okay. First line, second line, blah 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 blah, okay. It doesn't read first the variable band and then the variable name and then alert and then comes back to the age, okay. It doesn't read like that. It's always in order, okay, line by line. So you can play with the code a little bit more on your own, okay, and develop more skills, okay, using these examples. So this is all for this video, and if you have any questions, just send me a message, and don't forget to subscribe. So see you guys later, and have a nice day. Bye. Hello guys, welcome to my 5th video tutorial on JavaScript, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to use and create an array. So think of an array as a list of things or values. So to create your first array, let's type new array with capital A, parenthesis, and semicolon. Now, between the parentheses is where we're going to put the values of our list. Okay. Now let's create a list of 3 cities, for example. Now, our first city is going to be Detroit, and you see that I've put the city between double quotes. Now, to go to our next city or value, we type comma and double quotes again, and we can type now, for example, Chicago or whatever city you want to put in there. Now, the third one can be New York. And there it is. We have created our first array with 3 cities. We can create as many cities, or we can put here as many values as we want, as long as they are separated with a comma and between double quotes. Now, to handle this array, we should create a variable. Let's call the variable cities equals new array. What this is doing is variable cities is holding a new array, a full array with 3 values. Okay, now we can handle that array. Now, if we want, for example, to output the first city in our web browser or web page, we have to type the document.write parentheses, and between the parentheses is where we're going to put the name of the variable, cities, and square brackets. And now between the square brackets we have to choose the city that we want to output. Our city is going to be the first one, which is Detroit, and to do that we have to type a number between 0 or the number, the number that we're going to put in here corresponds to the city or the order that is inside the array. So if we type 0, as I told you before, in programming languages, 0 means the first one or 1. Okay, so 0 will output Detroit, 1 will output Chicago, and 2 will output New York. Okay, so let's try if that works. Let's try 0 first. And let's refresh, and let's run this in Firefox for a change. And there it is. Detroit. Perfect. Okay. Now let's try, for example, the second one. 1. Let's refresh that, and there it is. Perfect. And if we type 2, obviously save it first, refresh the browser, and there it is. Okay, so this is how we can output whatever value we want from our list. Now, for example, if we want to output the whole array, we just type the name of the variable, cities. Let's go here and refresh, and I already have here the result: Detroit, Chicago, and New York. Okay, perfect. Now there's another way you can create an array. So let's delete all this. So first we type the variable var cities equals new array, semicolon. And down here we type cities, square brackets, and 0. And here we type equal, and the city that we want to put as the first one, or at the position 0, which was Detroit, I think. Now the second one obviously is 1, double quotes, and this was Chicago. So basically we are creating the same thing, or the same list we did before, the same array, but in another, this is another way you can use. the result's going to be the same. Okay, you can choose either this way or the other one to create an array. And here was New York. And that's it. Don't forget to close after the city with semicolon. Okay? Let's save this. And now let's use the same way we did before with the function document write, parenthesis, semicolon, and inside the parenthesis, if we type cities, and here we type 0, now it should appear city 0, it should appear Detroit. Let's refresh, and there it is. It works fine. If we type here the 2, it will output New York. And if we want the whole array, there it is. Okay, perfect. Now, let's say we already know how to output all the array or one element of the array. Now, what about if I want the 2 first ones, or the first one and the third one? Let's try to output Detroit and New York. So to do that, we type cities, square brackets, 0, and after that we type comma, cities, square brackets, and 2. Okay? Now, let's run this. Fresh, and there it is, Detroit and New York. Okay? There's a way that you will learn later on how to separate. You see that they are close together and they don't have a comma here. But I will show you later on in JavaScript how to do that. How to put a little space in there. Well, I can show you right now how to do that. You just have to take the comma out, and instead of the comma type plus plus, and between the plus we type double quotes, and the double quotes will have a space in it. Okay? Or a comma if you want to. Let's save this, and if you refresh, you'll see that the comma appears in there. Now let's give instead of a comma, let's give it a space or 2 space. Let's refresh, and there it is. Okay, 2 spaces doesn't work. It will work only as 1 space. So let's give 1 space in there. So this is the way you can use. You can separate values, but we will talk about this more later on the course. Okay. For now, I just want you guys to learn how to make the arrays and how to output the values of the arrays. Okay, so this is all for now. See you in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, and welcome to my 6th video tutorial on JavaScript. And in this video, we're going to talk about the if statement, okay, and the if-else statement. So let's open the Notepad++, and let's put a prompt. I want a prompt in a variable, so let's type var, let's type h, and now prompt, and what is your age? Okay, I'm going to give you a very good example on how to use if statements. Now to type if statements, let's do if space parenthesis, and here we type below the curly braces. Okay, and you can give a little space between the curly braces. Okay, remember how to type this like I'm typing now, because you're gonna use, and we're gonna use throughout the course a lot, or well, maybe not a lot, but you're gonna use yourself in code, okay? Either JavaScript or other type of programming languages, because the if statement is used in I think every programming language, okay? And basically is we use it in the same way in all languages, okay? So if statement and if else statement is very, very important and very common piece of code that we use in all programming languages. So if, and inside parentheses we have to type a comparison, okay? And let's do a basic thing like 2 compare to and a symbol less than 3, okay, which is true. 2 is less than 3. So if 2 is less than 3, and here inside the curly braces is where we're going to type the action that we want to do, okay? So let's type action here, okay? So if 2 is less than 3, do some action, okay? So here's where we put the code with the action. And let's use an alert, okay? Alert. We don't know how to do many actions right now in JavaScript, but we know how to do alerts and document write, okay? To output something. So we're gonna use alert, and here we're gonna type let's type your age is 30. Let's save this, okay? And I typed before the if statement, okay? I typed a prompt right here, okay? I'm gonna use this prompt to type something. In this case, I'm gonna type my age in the prompt. The value that I typed is going to be stored in the variable age, and here in the comparison, I'm gonna use that variable. Okay, I'm gonna type age less than 30. Okay, and or let's type age equals exactly to 30. Save this. Let's open this in Chrome. Okay, and now we have what is your age? I type 30, okay, and your age is 30. And this works like this. A prompt popped up, okay, because I have here the prompt, okay, inside a variable. So the prompt popped up with a question, what is your age, okay? And then the if statement comes in, and we can read the if statement like this. If the variable age has a value of 30, or whatever we typed there is 30 or equals 30, okay, do an alert saying your age is 30, okay? But, for example, I typed 30, right? So age, variable age, is exactly the same as 30. But if I change this here, and then I go there, and I'm going to type 30 again, it will not pop up any alert at all, okay? Because the if statement only runs the code inside curly braces if the statement here or the comparison here is true, okay? So let's try this. What is your age? 30. So now age here will not be exactly equal to 31, because obviously 30 is not equal to 31, and nothing will happen. You see? The alert box didn't pop up, okay? So this is how we can do some to make JavaScript to do some decisions or to run some code only when we want to, or um, when we want the comparison to be true. Okay, so let's type another thing. For example, I can type if age is less than 30, alert, you are too young. Okay. Save this. Now, let's see. Run in Chrome. And now, we type, let's see, how old? Well, I'm 20. But I think I messed up the code. If age is less than 30, you are too young. Yeah, that's okay. So, 20, okay. And there it is. You are too young. Okay. So, if I type in the code, if age is more or bigger than 30, you are too old. Let's see this, and let's run this in Chrome. Now let's type 33. Okay, you are too old. Okay, so now you see what I was talking about. So every time we can change every time we want the comparison here. Okay, using variables or some other stuff, and then we can use the whatever the user typed. Okay, make a comparison of that. Okay, and do an alert. Okay, if that comparison is true. Okay, so this is all for this video, and in the next video, I didn't have the time to do the if-else statement, but I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. And I'm also going I'm also going to teach you how to use more than one comparison in the same parenthesis, inside the same parenthesis. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do if this comparison, and then or another comparison. Okay, or another. So if those three comparisons are true, do the code. If one of them is not true, you will not do the code. Okay, so some of you guys are confused, but that's okay. The first time I learned this, I was also messed up in my head. Obviously, it's a little bit confusing at the beginning, but that's okay, guys. We are going to do a little bit more of this in the next video. Okay, so see you guys in the next video. Bye.